car crash shattered his jaw and nearly ended his life. Perfect example of lifelong suffering and fame.
These are 5 superstars whose fame came with extremely bad luck, and number 1 exposes the most dangerous side of fame. Number 5. Johnny Depp. He was born on June 9, 1963, in Owensboro, Kentucky, USA. He grew up in an abusive household where violence was normal and stability didn't exist. He rose from a broken childhood into Hollywood stardom almost by accident. Fame came too fast, but control never did. As his career peaked, his personal life began to collapse. Relationships turned volatile and addiction followed, drugs, alcohol and isolation slowly devouring the man behind great movie roles. Then came the accusations. Public allegations of abuse exploded across the media, long before courts weighed evidence. Studios walked away, projects vanished. A global audience judged in real time before verdicts and truth. For years, Johnny Depp became a symbol of guilt without conviction. His reputation was destroyed faster than it was built. Legal battles dragged his private pain into public spectacle, texts leaked, trauma dissected, humiliation televised. Even when rulings shifted in his favor, the damage was permanent. His story isn't about innocence or guilt, it's about how life can go from 100 to 0, even with all the riches and fame. Making Johnny Depp the 5th most famous celebrities with extremely bad luck. Number 4. Demi Lovato. She was born on August 20, 1992, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, USA. A star born into the spotlight, but forged in suffering. She exploded into fame as a Disney Channel icon, singing and acting her way into millions of homes. But behind the applause was something far darker: relentless bullying and self-harm that began long before the fame. By 18, Demi was already spiraling, checked into rehab for bulimia, self-destruction, and substance abuse, a life teetering on self-annihilation. Her music made her famous, but her pain became her identity. She poured those struggles into songs like Skyscraper and later Sober, raw cries from someone fighting inner demons in the brightest possible spotlight. And then came the darkest night, a near-fatal overdose that nearly took her life, leaving scars she still lives with. Demi's fame has always been double-edged, millions of fans watching her battle depression and addiction, making Demi Lovato the 4th most famous celebrity with extremely bad luck. Now sit tight, because it's about to get dark. Number 3. Kanye Omari West, also known as Kanye West. He was born on June 8, 1977 in Atlanta, Georgia, USA. He rose from the streets of Chicago to become one of the most influential artists of a generation. An unstoppable force in music and fashion, he sold millions of records, won 24 Grammy Awards, and was crowned one of Time's most influential people. But his genius came with a painful price. At just 20 years old, a near-fatal car crash shattered his jaw and nearly ended his life. His mouth was wired shut and his future was uncertain. He recorded through the wire through pain most wouldn't survive. He turned trauma into art, but the suffering was far from over. Fame stripped him bare, exposing raw wounds few saw. The death of his mother, Donda, and a messy divorce from Kim Kardashian, costing him millions in child support and shattered stability. Also whispers of another divorce with Bianca threaten even more losses. In the past few years, his descent turned world headlines into cautionary tales, hateful rhetoric, his losses of brand deals, and apologies that echoed over fractured bridges, a mind battling itself under the harshest spotlight imaginable, making Kanye West the 3rd most famous celebrity with extremely bad luck. Number 2. Britney Jean Spears. Known as Britney Spears, she was born on December 2, 1981, in Macomb, Mississippi, USA. She is a perfect example of lifelong suffering and fame. She was built, branded, and sold to the world before she understood what freedom was. As a teenager, she became the most famous woman on the planet, her body dissected by tabloids, her virginity debated on television, and every mistake monetized. Fame didn't protect her, it hunted her. Behind the pop perfection was exhaustion, isolation, and control after motherhood. Public breakdowns followed, not because she was weak, but because she was breaking under pressure no human was meant to survive. For 13 years, Britney lived under a conservatorship stripped of control over her money, her body, her career, even her medical decisions. She worked, toured, and earned millions while being legally treated as incapable of living her own life. She was medicated, silenced, and forced to smile. The world laughed and filmed, while her autonomy disappeared in plain sight. When she finally spoke up, the truth was unbearable. She battled anxiety, depression, and the scars of trauma. Britney Spears was a proof that fame can devour a person and call it entertainment, making her the second most famous celebrity with extremely bad luck. The number one on the list, Michael Joseph Jackson, popularly known as Michael Jackson. He was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, USA. He became the greatest entertainer in human history. And yet his life was a sequence of losses disguised as success. He was raised under fear and control. He also spoke openly about physical and emotional abuse from his father. A childhood ruled by discipline, not love. Fame arrived early, but safety never did. As the world worshipped him, his body began to fail. Chronic pain, insomnia, and dependence on prescription drugs became his private reality. The stage never stopped even when his health was shattering. Then accusations came. Repeated allegations followed him for years, cases that ended without criminal convictions but permanently stained his name. Courts could not prove he was guilty, but the public had already decided. From that moment, Michael stopped being human and became a headline. He lived isolated, mistrusted, and hunted by media. His face became a mystery, his mind a target, his pain a spectacle. In the end, the man who gave the world joy died alone. Michael Jackson's life wasn't just tragic, it was a warning that being loved by millions does not protect you from being destroyed in silence, making Michael Jackson the number one superstar whose life was steeped in constant pain, crushing sadness, and tragedy. If you found value in this video, kindly like, subscribe and share, as more videos are coming soon.